Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Hollywood Joe back again. Jason Trevino. Going to break down UFC 203. Miocic versus the Reem. Mini Reem, no longer Overreem. Just watch the weigh-ins. We're just mainly going to talk about the main card, but Betch Kohea, I hate her name. I just like everything about her.
He secretly's got a crush on her.
Most of all, her fighting style.
He ain't gonna tell nobody.
Tried to get froggy with Jessica I, and Jessica threw her halfway across the stage, and that was pretty funny. But 9-2 versus 11-5, same KO percentage, basically same decision percentage. The only thing they're different in is height, because Jessica I is way bigger than Betch. But I don't know. They don't. Neither of them really have takedowns. They both want to swing.
I think
crazy.
Betch is man, I don't know.
I'm going with Jessica in this fight.
I'm definitely going with Jessica. I mean, how could you not go with Jessica in this fight? I don't know. Just Betch has such a style where she comes out and she tries to rock and sock and robot, and she kind of gets beat up.
She tries to bulldog chicks, and that works in the small shows.
She kind of looks like a bulldog too, so it kind of comes together as a.
Yeah, I'm not a Betch fan. Never have been. I'm glad when she caught the beat down for the title.
And then right after that, she lost too, right? Yeah. A decision.
She's been catching beat downs. She can catch one more from Jessica. I just like the evil eye. I don't know. That's too.
I think she's aggressive, and I like her style, and I think she comes with a higher skill level than Betch. That's for sure.
Oh, definitely. At least a more complete striking game.
For sure.
So
100%.
I'm going Jessica I. Jessica I. And on that, we're going to move to the main card with Andrade versus Calderwood. Wait. You got something to say? You got something to say, man? Come on. Spit it out. All right, so look at those traps, man. This is, I don't know if it's the picture or if she's got guns like The Rock, but literally you could switch her arms out with The Rock. It's crazy. And again, pretty much same KO percentage, but this girl's actually got some jiu-jitsu. But I don't know if she's got that fire like JoJo.
You know, Joanne's a little cutie, right? She sounds real cute. But she comes out and she's been putting it on these girls, so.
He knows that. He knows I like that accent. But.
Yeah, but she sounds cute, though. I mean, to anybody who's listening to her voice, she sounds cute. Some people may get annoyed, but.
Yeah, well, I think she represents herself well. She doesn't try to over-exaggerate the girly stuff, come up on stage wearing glasses and lip gloss and shit like Betch Kohea. So I can respect that. Plus, she comes to bang, so that's another plus in the...
I think she's dope.
Yeah, 11-1, 14-5.
She did well on a TV show, you know what I mean.
She's a far bigger girl. Looking at them stand together in the weigh-ins,
she was way bigger.
Yeah, there's a couple mismatches like that on this fight card.
Because they need to have a 125 for these women.
Yeah.
If they had a 125 for Jessica, she would be such a more deadly person. You know what I mean? That's her size.
Yeah, size makes all the difference.
She got to fight a woman who how tall is she?
At least 3 inches taller. But you know people that are shorter sandbags, so I'd give her
3 inches taller when it comes to fighting, and you're at 135. I mean, you can really pack on a different type of weight.
That's a huge deal. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. So we'll see if the strength difference with Andrade is a big deal, or if Calderwood brings that heat.
I could see Jessica, Jessica being strong. She's extremely strong, can kind of toss her up a little bit. You know what I mean?
Like I said, she's on that rock plan. Even got the tattoo going. She looks fierce.
She's like the only one in the UFC representing Scotland.
Yeah,
Scotland.
I think she probably is, right?
She's Scottish.
Hey, she brings it.
I will shake.
So I'm going JoJo to move to 12-1.
Yeah, I'm with her.
Going with JoJo.
I still give Jessica a total chance to wreck shop on Joanna, but I mean, at the end of the night, that's who I want to see win. So.
Well, Joanne hasn't been taken down in the UFC yet, so we'll see if...
Go JoJo.
Yeah, we'll see if this stays on the feet, which I think it will, and going to catch that 2-piece in a biscuit. We'll see. Next up, Faber versus El Terror, 19-1. Dude looks like a little monster.
Dude, at the weigh-ins, he looked like a little, his belly looked kind of like a bodybuilder.
He looks like Rich Froning, like the CrossFit master, but at 5'2".
And then, I mean, Uriah Faber looked phenomenal.
Read it.
I don't, you know.
It's crazy. He's been basically
I know
top of
this
the
kid is 19
top of the
and
heap
1.
for 10 years.
I know this kid is 19-1, but whenever Uriah comes around and he has to fight these guys who are coming up like this, he ends up destroying.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Not many people have ever stepping stoned on Uriah Faber.
you remember?
No, don't remember that. So, I don't know.
I was just thinking out loud.
This one's tough to call. Uriah has a problem breaking his hands as well.
Yeah,
So-
but you're right. I'm telling you, Uriah's going to beat this kid. You know? Uriah fights at a different level as long as he's not fighting the champion.
That's
If
true.
he fights the champion,
Yeah.
he's always looking like he's climbing uphill.
It's like he's allergic to
You know what I
UFC
mean?
gold.
Where they look like they're walking downhill, he looks like he's climbing uphill. But when he fights these kids,
When he fights the
they're
young
climbing
guys.
uphill.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Yeah,
He's-
so
he's-
I don't know. This could be a burner right here. I know they're going to be throwing because there'll be crazy scrambles. That's Uriah's style, and he never goes with anything but craziness. So
The only thing I see, I don't know much about this Jimmy kid, but the fact that he's won his last 3 fights in the UFC, which is a big deal.
yeah, he beat Alcantara. So I mean, he's no slouch.
The only thing that kills Uriah is he's always looking for the one punch,
Yeah,
and he's always missing that one
jump
punch.
in with that overhand and
So
stuff.
it's like, it's kind of easy to read, it's easy to see. So if this kid can catch him coming in, he can kind of do him how Cruz did him and drop him, and maybe Jimmy can finish him.
Well, he's never been taken down, it says here, so I don't know. Maybe we'll see just a whole bunch of stand-up wars because I don't see much of the next couple fights going to the ground. I'm going with the California kid on this one, go to 34-9.
I'm going to have to go with Uriah.
So
Faber,
many
too.
fights. So many fights. But, yeah,
But he's a gatekeeper for real.
he is the definition of.
He's the gatekeeper for real.
Yeah.
Like, there's nobody who gatekeeps like him. How you going to be number 2? Right? And you can't beat the top.
For your entire stint
So
in the
your whole
UFC.
stint.
Has he ever been?
Nobody has done it.
Has he ever been outside of the top 5 in the UFC?
I couldn't see any. No way.
It's crazy, right? He's never gotten that strap.
135's not packed either. 135, it's not like a
The
huge
depth is
stack,
there's not a
you
lot
know
of
what
depth. I mean, past the top 5, it's not crazy.
It's almost has as much depth as a female 135 card.
Yeah.
135ers. I mean, it's like even depth. I mean, when you look at those 2 weights.
Yeah. So I don't know. Well, maybe we'll see something fresh out of Jimmy Rivera. I'm going with the California kid, though. Next up, the fight that nobody really gives a about, and they all think they do. Mickey Gall versus CM Punk.
Why wouldn't you care about this fight?
The actual fighting that's going to happen.
No. I mean, but it's look. I know for most people, right? They're looking at this fight like CM Punk hasn't put the work in, blah 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 blah. But everybody's quick to judge. But I gotta give the guy his.
Oh, I give him credit for having the stones to go in there and get at it.
But not everybody has the star power this kid has.
No.
This man has got star power like beyond star power. If it was you or I, what do you think they would be doing for us?
Oh,
the
yeah.
exact same
Skyrocket.
thing. So it's like, put yourself in this man's shoes, take the opportunity, run with it, and let's hope he does something well.
Did you watch the embedded or the training videos and stuff?
I watched everything.
He moves like, oh man, it's pretty worrisome. He's so awkward. Like, he was awkward as a WWE wrestler. Even watching him flex on the scale at weigh-ins is awkward. So
Look, I agree, extremely.
maybe he comes out like Keith Jardine and just throws the crazy awkward shit and drops him. I don't see that happening, but
You know what? Let's hope CM Punk's got the heart. I mean, I know
he's got that part in it.
No, I mean, no, you don't.
Maybe we don't. Yeah, no.
You
Until
don't know
you make that walk.
Until you get hemmed up and punched, man.
Yeah.
If you really want to be there or not, you know.
Yeah, this is interesting. So I don't know what's going to happen. The fighting style.
I don't think this is going to be much of a physical thing for CM Punk as much as it is going to be a mental.
Yeah, definitely.
Because when he goes in there and he's moving around and he's tired mentally, and it's making him feel like he's physically tired, I don't think people people understand that when you're in a fight. Maybe you get like that in a sport that you play or something like that, but in a fight, that's a fucking crazy moment.
It's a scary feeling. I wonder if anybody's actually cracked him in training.
Not hard enough.
If they, you know what I'm saying? Like, is he gonna go in there and feel getting cracked like he doesn't know exists?
Hard enough, look.
Like, is Pettis in there cracking this kid, getting him ready, or are they babying him like Brock Lesnar?
Here's the thing that I don't think they did well with CM Punk. And my buddy Joey Varner, like, kind of put me really up on this. You know, when I started training with him, I started working on my footwork and everything like that. I mean, learning how to keep your hands up when you're moving around the ring, especially as a beginner, somebody who's just beginning, and you're moving around the ring, and you know when to move this way, and you know when to move that way, and you know when to cut back, and you know when to step forward. Not throw a punch.
Just
know
the
when
movement.
to move, just to move. Man, that takes like this tedious day in, day out, day in, day out, day in.
We did
day
those
out.
drills for 3 practices for my last fight camp, and I hated it.
And that was 3 times.
3 times.
I did it with him for 6 months.
Oh, yeah. And
we're talking about, dude, 2 hours, like 2-hour practices where he was quick to one.
Yeah, you know, there's no time
Put me
for
through
CM
it.
Punk to have done any of that. To be able to learn
I
wrestling,
don't think his
learn.
coaches.
I don't
I
even
don't
think they
think
think
his
about that
coaches have thought on that level of what he needs to do. It's like it's like the moment I saw CM Punk go in there, I was like, man, Joey would be great because the way he would teach him to move. Maybe there's some other guy who could teach him to strike, even though Joey's got that down pretty nasty. But maybe there's someone else, you know, you'd want to go with, but just the movement part.
The movement, and I don't think Duke Rufus is a kickboxing coach. He's not. I don't know. He's a dynamic kickboxing coach.
They don't
but
have that movement.
They don't. It's not the
and
same.
Pettis' movement is kind of.
It's from Taekwondo. It's different.
Look, it's kind of boo boo. I mean, I give him his credit, but I mean, I know what it looks like when you're moving right. And if he was moving right, he wouldn't walk straight in, like on an angled takedown. He literally moves into the guy's angle of the takedown.
Yeah, he does have a very bad habit. I don't know. So this fight with
I don't learn footwork there.
This fight is going to be a tough one to. I don't know. For me, it's going to be a tough one to watch because watching Mickey Gall's fights, he doesn't have. I mean, he's got some good striking, but he's not high level in
His
anything.
striking is just as
basic kickboxing.
Is you know,
And
clean as CM Punk's. It's
CM
not
Punk
like this.
looks.
The only thing with CM Punk is
it's
this.
But
nobody kept him here.
I don't.
Nobody taught him to look.
Well, I don't know. Maybe we haven't even seen what he can do, and we'll find out.
His hands are going to be here, when his hands should be up here, elbows in, and nobody took that time to really explain that importance. He knows it. I'm sure they told him it, but I don't think he knows the key of it because his hands are going to come down. I've seen it in his practice. So
same height, same reach.
Good fight.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't call this fight on who's going to win. I think it's going to be.
Let's just hope it's exciting. Let's hope it's more than what it's built up to be. Because I mean, everybody thinks this is going to be a garbage fight. So let's hope it is more built up than what we think it's going to be.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't call it with CM Punk. I mean, the dude was top of the WWE for some reason.
I watched him in the WWE, and he was about.
Maybe I don't know.
He's about as coordinated as a penguin, bro.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
I
don't know. He went to the top there for a reason. I don't know what to call it here in MMA. I do know that he got real lucky fighting a guy like Mickey that's only 2-0, pretty fresh out of his amateur career as well.
That was smart of the UFC.
Yeah.
And this kid came along. It's a blessing for CM Punk.
Yeah. Yeah, for this kid to call him out right in front of Dana White. Yeah, it's kind of the perfect
CM
matchup.
Stands for on the Punk.
My kid told me. My kid watched that WWE stuff. I can't remember what it was. But I'm not calling this one up in the air.
I'll call it. I'm going to go ahead and go with the long ball, the long shot here. And I'm going to go ahead and pick, CM Punk. CM Punk to me is.
That was hard to get out, wasn't it? That was too much.
That was just like God.
His name. I pushed him off the screen, and Jason just couldn't remember who
I was
he was.
thinking over here, and his name was over here.
Yes.
So,
But now we got Travis Brown versus the former champion Fabricio Verdum trying to get back to the belt. And Verdum's already dropped Brown once. And I don't see anything being different. I mean, Travis Brown is a gigantic person, but
he's trying to get that quick turnaround from that.
Yeah, he got
that destruction.
Yeah.
The destruction that got put on him from Kane.
Yeah, it's crazy to look at it. It's crazy to look at the deterioration of these guys' bodies since the TRT ban. I mean, he looks like a big old bag of baloney.
He does look like a fat ass. He does look like a bag of baloney. It's
crazy. All of these guys were so big.
A bag of baloney.
So I'm going with Verdum. Barring Hoppa catching him with some weird kick, front kick or something strange, but if they hit the ground, he's screwed. On the feet, he's a better stand-up fighter.
I'll tell you like this. If Verdum comes in swinging on Travis Brown the way he did on Miocic.
On Miocic? Yeah.
Miocic. He is in big, big trouble because that fool was like...
Yeah, that was a very devastating knockout.
His head was in front. He was like...
He took him for granted. He didn't think Miocic had anything because the highest he had gotten is Mark Hunt in the top 10. He didn't think he had anything, and he got proved wrong. And I don't
could have done much better if he didn't just walk in.
Yeah, I don't think
really
it happens
bad.
the same way. Yeah, it was a horrible game plan.
That was probably one of the worst things I've ever seen when somebody has done it. He just ran into that.
Yeah, yes he did.
Horrible.
All right, well, I got to go with Verdum in this one. I don't see any way of Travis Brown winning this fight. I just don't. There's nothing that he does better than Fabricio Verdum. Nothing.
When Verdum is on his game, and Verdum has been on his game, I think Verdum's hungry again. I'm going to go with Verdum on this one, too.
Yeah.
You know our last card that we picked? I don't think we missed a fight.
I don't even remember.
I know, but I don't think we missed a fight.
All right, and that brings us to the champ, Stipe versus Alistair Overeem. And Overeem don't look like that anymore. It must be an old pick. But I don't see Overeem being able to box with Stipe, but those kicks are what makes it difficult for me to pick because I would bet that Stipe has the best reaction time and the best hand-eye coordination of anybody in the UFC, be it that he's a high-level baseball player. He can hit a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. He can throw a baseball
you stuck
far.
On this baseball, huh?
Well, the motion it takes to throw a baseball and to generate that speed switched into his punching power. He generates a lot of punching power with short shots. So the only thing that bothers me is Overeem kicking to the body. Does he have enough practice in knowing what to do with that, and he doesn't take a good liver shot and fold up?
You know what? Overeem, if he's intelligent in this fight, and he uses his feints properly, because he did it real well, in his last couple of fights. He's been kind of, sitting on those feints. And,
waiting. He's been a lot more patient.
He's been actually looking good, and I've never really been a huge fan of Overeem. And so now I want to call him Overeem because, he's kind of showed some impressiveness, you know what I mean?
Without the horse meat, he's had the turn.
You got to earn it after
He's had to back it off a little bit.
Your recovery's not quite the same when you're not able to
medicate.
Make everything flow the way it's supposed to or naturally.
I don't know. I think boxing-wise, Stipe has a serious advantage. On the ground, I would give the advantage to Stipe. He's a D1 wrestler. Overeem has been on the ground, but that's nothing that he's ever really focused on. He's always been a kickboxer.
Yeah. And
so, I mean, truthfully to me, the only thing I see Overeem having is body kicks.
He actually has a pretty vicious guillotine. If he can ever get to
he can get a hold of you.
He hasn't done it in years, but you never know,
Well, he's got to fall back on things now that he can't just steamroll people.
That heavyweight title just flops hands.
It bounced
so
around.
often.
I think if anybody could hold it, it would be Stipe. He's got good wrestling, so he can keep the takedowns off him. He's got great boxing. He's got fast hands.
It is all about the focus. If the man can keep the focus, it's good to go.
Yeah, and he seems like he's not really fazed by any of this. You know what I mean? Like he's just like, whatever. This is what I do. I just put people to sleep and walk around knocking people out.
And I listen to the the interviews and stuff like that. I like the way Overeem comes off. He's a little.
His voice is so opposite the person that is standing there. It's so crazy to listen
funny.
talk. Him on the phone to customer service must be hilarious.
That would be fun. Prank call.
Yeah, right? It's me, Zareem. But yeah, I'm going Stipe. I think Stipe can hold the title 2 or 3 fights. He hasn't really gotten a chance to fight any of the top tier guys. Like, all he's really fought is Roy Nelson, Struve, and Hunt for anybody in the top 10. Oh, Arlovsky, and worked Arlovsky, but he's on his way out. And Verdum.
Clean this clock.
Yeah. And it's that hand speed, man. That short hand speed is crazy.
Cleaner. I'm gonna go with on this one. I'm gonna go with Overeem.
I don't know, man. Barring body kicks. If Overeem doesn't land good body kicks or something effective leg kick wise that really takes the steam out of Miocic, I don't see him beating him.
If Overeem waits around long enough and gets to the opening, I can see Overeem taking it. I mean, I'm so back and forth because I understand what
Miocic.
Miocic.
He's Croatian.
I know what he is. Miocic.
That's crazy that Fabricio Verdum speaks Croatian too. So these
he's
guys
so
are
deadly. Dude, that guy's smart.
Dude, they're like having conversations in Croatian. I wonder if they're talking to. Well, no, there wasn't enough time for talking after he got knocked out.
Dog. You speak in English, Spanish,
Portuguese, and Croatian. I'm sure there's more.
Dude, that takes a smart mind.
Yes,
man.
it does. And that's why he's been top of the game. He's beat Fedor. He's beat the best of the best.
So how about that weigh-in with Betch, huh?
She's always trying to juice people up. I think that's what it is. She wants to scare people, and that works on the lower shows.
Jessica was like, bitch.
Threw her. And then stood there like Superwoman and laughing about it. It's so funny.
She's like, little woman.
Yeah. I don't know. I think this is going to be a good card. There's a lot of potential for some crazy stand-up fights. There shouldn't be a lot of laying and praying on the main card, at least. So, I don't know. It looks like this review tired you out, Jason.
No, I'm just, when you're smoking, and, then you're smoking.
Hey, that's what
yawn in there.
That's what the hippie trips might do.
You throw a little yawn in every now and then.
Get medicated. But thanks for watching, guys. We'll see how the fights go. Talk to you next time.
Thank you.